Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to another fine episode of Hallyujuku. I am Petey Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me, as always, is none other than Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
I am doing very well. I'm looking at myself in the camera because I am just that much of a narcissist.
Yes. Why do you think I'm looking down all this time? It's just, that's who we are. We're just looking at ourselves.
Damn, that's a beautiful man. He needs to shave. Other than that, I'm doing well.
Mm-hmm. Nothing
much going on.
Yes, life, stuff, music, K-pop, J-pop, Asian pop culture. We're going to talk about it now. Of course, we start off every episode talking about what we've been listening to this week. We check in with each other. Kaz, what have you been listening to this week?
Some old, some new, some what the fuck. So, this week I was recently checking out the new stuff from Super Junior M and their new music video for their song Swing, which is not the best song ever. Like, it's really okay. There's not really, I don't know. It's a nice song. It has kind of good appeal to it, but it's just not what I like to hear from Super Junior. It's kind of, and this is going to sound dumb, it's kind of swingy in its tone. Like it's very like, I don't know how to really describe it. But it's still a fun song. It's more stuff from Super Junior. More stuff from Super Junior is always fun.
Yeah, Homeboy in the center is rocking the mustache too, so that's always interesting. You know, it's always cool seeing things from any kind of configuration of Super Junior. It's a good song. Not exactly setting the world on fire, but bring back the one take video a la EXO. I guess SM decided let's not over edit our videos like we did for Girls' Generation that one time. You know. Granted, they lost most of that video. That's why it happened, but that's another story. All right, but what else have you been?
Which we've already covered. The other song I've been checking out was a song that we had talked about being made, but never talked about it when it was finally released, like a month or so ago. Was the song by Skrillex and YG, being GD and CL of YG. Dirty Vibe, which mixes the element of K-pop and hip-hop and rap and dubstep into one song.
Yeah.
It's what you've been waiting for?
Kind of. I don't know.
It's not the best. Like, you know, it's not the best thing that there could have ever been or is or was or ever will be, but it's fun.
Kind of ridiculous.
And CL goes kind of hard on that song, so that's always fun.
Yeah, that's always fun. Goddamn, CL is ridiculous. G-Dragon does this thing, but CL goes thug on you. Yeah, as only she can. What else? What else have you been checking out?
And my old, as if you listened to my intro into the what we've been listening to, where I said some new, some whatever, and some old. My old, which is not really old, is Tiny G's Missing You, which I'm pretty sure I've put on here before, but I don't know. I really, really like this song. It's so much fun. Like, I really kind of like Tiny G, and I love their whole stick, and I want to hear more from them. Like, I definitely want to hear more from them. So, yeah.
Dohi's awesome, man. I've been rewatching. Not rewatching, but finally got around to continuing to watch Reply 1994, and she continues to be a really fun character on that show, and she's really good at kind of that whole thing, and she's funny, and I'm looking forward to more from them. Yeah, definitely. Tiny G is pretty cool. So, my kind of stuff. What I've been listening to this week is, well, let's face it, it's Crayon Pop. That's just how it is. Of course, I've been listening to Crayon Pop's I've gotten to spend a week with it, and I love it. I still love it. It's so fun and catchy, and the song is so Crayon Pop that, and that's all it needed to be. Like, the whole techno trap thing is so great, and the dance is ridiculous and fun and like infectious, and like the whole vibe of the video is really cool too. And I've been mainly had to watch it on YouTube because I'm waiting for the CD that I pre-ordered to arrive. But yeah, Crayon Pop. I love Crayon Pop.
What else?
Other stuff. Something else really cool and interesting. A group that we've talked about before with their most recent release. A group that is kind of a group that has been under the wing of Hyoyeon ever since she joined B2M, and they formed under them. A group by the name of Spica, and something that caught my attention is their cover on. They were on the show on NBC called Yesterday, kind of a similar in vein to a show many have seen on KBS called Immortal Songs. It's kind of a new idols covering classic song or older songs, and they do their cover of "It's Raining Men." Or is the title puts it, "Men came down from the sky like rain." Because that Google Translate,
Right.
That Google Translate. But the reason it caught my attention is because they kind of kill it vocal wise, and it's something that I've really been. It's something that has been said a lot about Spica is that they're a vocal group with no weak links. Like, you can name like a lot of girl groups in K-pop, and you can name the weak link in all of them.
Or not to be disrespectful, but it could be hard to find the strong link.
Yeah.
Like sometimes there's like, you're like, oh, there's a reason you guys are a group, and like, none of you really stand out, you know what I'm saying? Or like, unless you're the Beyonce of Korea and you know who you are.
Yes.
You're like, I don't really need these other bitches. They just here.
They just here.
To make me look better.
Yes. And I don't know. I'm having trouble. I don't know if anything really pops to mind. Anything bubble pops to mind. But besides that, Spica is just a set of fantastic vocalists that I think this performance was like wild, like VH1 Divas level of like vocal gymnastics, and Kimbo is looking good over there on the left. Those jeans are doing something for me. I don't know. But it also caught my attention of going back to seeing their video for Tonight. And how cool is that song?
Really song, yeah.
It's a good song. It's a good video. And in as much and I love 21 with all my heart. I'm a blackjack, true and true. But this video does and is what Do You Love Me tried to, but wasn't. Like, everything about the vibe and the feeling of this video feels like what 21 and YG were trying to do with Do You Love Me, but didn't quite, land. Where this one, I think, has that vibe, that playful, that fun energy, that kind of down to earth, super sexy, but down to earth kind of sexy in an approachable way, and in only in exactly the way anybody associated with Hyoyeon is gonna be. And I think it's just a cool song and video. And you said, you dig it as well too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
I definitely like this song. Like, it's like you said, it's fun. It's the way it's shot is really art housey,
Yeah.
Like a lot of solar flare, a lot of flash to other things, a lot of something turns into something, but but just kind of meant to be fun.
Yeah.
Real kind of hippie-ish vibe to it, but so cool.
Yeah. And lastly, just gonna throw in some of the hip hop. I'm still every once in a while I'll throw on the dynamic duo radio on my iTunes, and it'll play something cool. And I just thought I'd throw something in there, and that is from an artist on Jay Park's label AOMG, Gray.
Yep.
The song that he debuted back in October, called Dangerous. And it's just that kind of a really cool song that just I jammed to, and it's a really cool hip hop song. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Jay assembles in AOMG, with Simon D in the camp, guys like Gray, him, and all the people that they know, even if they're not in the label. They're gonna do some things. they're gonna do some things. Definitely. But that's all we've been listening to. We're gonna transition to the core of the show. We're gonna go over to headlines. Welcome back, everyone. Of course, we are here at the core of our show, looking at some of the happenings, some of the goings-on in the East Asian pop culture with our headlines. First, I guess interesting in a certain way, tidbit of news is the fact that Crunchyroll decided to launch a new site for Korean dramas, kdrama.com. I saw this on Soompi, talked up very much, talked up very highly on Soompi, so that was obviously a bot article. So apparently they're going to have deals with KBS, NBC, SBS. They're going to get some dramas from CJ, ENM, and they're going to get into the K-drama game. Of course, a game that's already occupied by Drama Fever and Vicky. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Hold on. I'm going to correct you on a few things, and then I'm going to go on, right? Firstly, since Crunchyroll's initiation into being a legal subbing site, they've had K-dramas. They've always had K-dramas. Their tab for K-dramas has always been there next to fucking anime. It just says drama. And that has always been there. This is not really anything new for Crunchyroll or for the people who already know Crunchyroll. Now what this most likely is going to mean for you out there, which is also me as a Crunchyroll user and subscriber, which, you know what this means? It means that now they're going to separate that out and put a new paywall up, which means that if you were already used to watching your dramas on Crunchyroll, now there's a new paywall for you because it's going to be a separate site and a separate entity, kind of like Twitch and Justin TV. Like, no, that shit is dumb and fuck you. Okay? Like, do not put another fucking hurdle in front of me for the legality of, I know I stumbled over that word. Don't you fucking look back there. You stay where I'm going. For the legality of what the fuck I want to do in my entertainment process. I already paid Netflix. I already paid Crunchyroll. I'm already contemplating paying Hulu because they have fucking shit that I want to watch. But guess what Hulu did? They fucking own Drama Fever. So do I really want to pay Hulu or do I want to pay Drama Fever? That now becomes a whole separate entity of fucking bullshit that I have to deal with, but I do think Hulu does put the Korean dramas still on Hulu. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check that. And if you already have that information, okay, PD said yes, so I don't need that information. It just becomes who I want to pay more. But don't do that kind of shit. One brand is perfectly fine. Okay? Like I mainly associate Crunchyroll with anime because that is the thing you push to the forefront, because guess what? You thought dramas aren't a big thing, you fucking dickbags. And now that it is, you're like, well, damn. Like, let's see what we could do about that, huh? And now you want to fucking trot out a new fucking website so your web developers have fucking something to do. Like, no, fucking, you're fucking in your face, okay? But if you're looking for a podcast to put on your new website, Hallyujuku.com, kpoppodcast.com.
We're right there for you. This is kind of ridiculous. This is kind of ridiculous. And the fact that, you know, we have Hulu Plus and Drama Fever, and I subscribe to both Hulu Plus and Drama Fever specifically because though Hulu Plus does have the dramas, and that's really convenient for me to be able to watch it on my Chromecast, they don't have Running Man on Hulu Plus, and I watch Running Man in high def on Drama Fever. And you know what? I'm gonna pay $10 a month to do that. That's the value for me. Running Man is worth it for me. But they have it there. If I really wanted to, if I had a problem with Drama Fever and a Hulu Plus and whatever, like some people kind of bitch about on various websites, I can go to Viki. Viki.com seems okay. Seems good. I haven't tried it because I've been happy with Drama Fever, but it's there, and that goes straight to my Hulu. Goes straight to my Chromecast if I want to. So,
and okay, like let's have the super duper adult talk, right? Right. There are all these sites that you can go to and you can watch the shit with the ads, or you can pay them so that you don't have to have the ads, even though I think Hulu used to get in trouble because they would still feed you the ads even though you were paying them.
Yeah, that's what they do. Hulu Plus has ads.
Right? You could do that. You could legitimately do that. You could also fucking type in what you're looking for into Google and find it for free and just watch it or download it, right?
Yeah.
And there's always going to be that option because sometimes, like for me, I like Running Man, and I do enjoy the process of watching Running Man on Drama Fever in high definition, and I don't mind watching the ads, and I don't mind that process, right? But their subs are terrible. And I don't mind their subs for the dramas. For the dramas, it's perfectly fine. But for Running Man, their subs are fucking shit, right? And they don't sub a lot of the shit that's on the screen that they should most of the time. And a lot of the people who do fan subs for things like Running Man and other shit sub a whole lot more of the shit that pops up on the screen that you actually want the subs for. Like sometimes they don't even sub the shit that is up there because they knew that the viewing audience couldn't hear what the producer was saying, and they don't sub any of that. They don't sub what the producer is saying. They don't sub sometimes the words that pop up on screen. Like there's a word on the screen there for a reason, and you didn't sub it.
Yeah.
Like, and you are getting legitimate money for this. You are actually, people are giving you tangible fucking dollars constantly to do this thing, and you don't do the simple things. Whereas the people who are doing it in the dredges and in the darkness are doing that almost relatively for free.
Yeah.
And doing it better than you and making you look like shit, right? In a sense. Because like I said, hey, if you need a podcast for your new venture that you're rolling out, you know, just saying.
Yeah.
We're here for you. But that being said, like in the hindsight 2020 of things, like there are people out there doing it better than you for free. Yeah, there's a little more hoops to jump through. And yeah, every couple of weeks, their site might go down, but they're going to be back. I'm going to be able to find it again if I want to, right? And you end up with one or two processes. You end up with the process that the anime subbers went through, which is you either hire those people to get rid of them, or you keep suing them until they stop, right? And I don't know. It just becomes this thing where it's like just get better at what you're doing and those things will go away, right? Yeah, you could hire them and you can let them do it the way that they know how to do it, right? Which seems to be pretty good. Sometimes their sentence structure is a little off because they're rushing it to try to get it out as fast as they possibly can, and they don't have the money and resources to do it the way that you do. You know, they don't have anybody sending them the actual dialect script of the show that they can translate, which is maybe sometimes why some of those things don't end up on screen, because they're getting the scripted thing for the show rather than, you know.
I think the tough part for them, is because a lot of that stuff, I think it works best I almost wish that they would take the time to maybe get the sub, that version of the sub episode out as quickly as possible, and maybe have it always works best with Running Man in hard subs rather than soft subs. I think Running Man is best subbed hard way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where it's on the screen and you do it, with composite shots and put in the text where it goes, because your eyes are going to see the big text there anyways. So put that there. But that is not how they do their site. So they do soft subs. So it's tough because that when it's soft subs, you only have 1 or 2 lines to work with at a certain time, and then you have to kind of maybe swap that in and out for more dialogue. I don't know. I think I wish they were more willing to, for the things that need it, do hard subs instead of kind of being caught in the going through the motions of doing it the way they do it for all the things. Like, all right, sub. All right, translate. Put it into the scripter, time it, and push it out there. So, it's the conveyor belt. So, I think they're in that conveyor belt with the soft subs. I think if they would have to break out of that conveyor belt mode and go into specifically for a Running Man or for whatever other variety shows, which they don't have much variety shows.
Running Man, Infinity Challenge.
And I think Dad, Where Are You Going? And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
do they have or did they have
they have music shows, that's it. But variety shows?
Yeah.
They don't have much.
I could have sworn they had Barefoot Friends on there.
Yeah, they did.
But they might not.
But Barefoot Friends Barefoot Friends is canceled, so they had it. Now they don't have it anymore just because there is no it. And now they also have We Got Married.
But they have that stupid global version of We Got Married, right? Not like the pseudo good version of We Got Married.
Yeah.
Even though I only ever watched We Got Married once because the couple on We Got Married that I wanted to watch was with one of the members from M Black, so I had to watch that episode. Had to watch that season.
Yes. But I mean, overall, I think the wrap up of it all is that I think I want to see how does, or let me ask you one quick question as the final question. How does Crunchyroll do their subs? Like, do they do hard subs, and do they do the drama stuff well?
I have stopped watching dramas on Crunchyroll just because like they had a lot of the same stuff that I was watching other places, but I remember what's mostly soft subs.
Yeah. Okay. So they're basically it's basically gonna be the same thing. So I don't know. It's gonna be hard for me to want to go there, especially when I have all the same stuff on Drama Fever plus TVN, because they're not gonna have TVN, and TVN is Reply 97, 94, and quite a few Emergency Couple, quite a few of the cable shows. Basically, they don't have the cables. And you know what? Honestly, the way it's looking like, cable is where some of the really good dramas are going to start coming out of from Korea. Just what we've seen, because I think they're going to be able to be more adventurous, a little more racy, a little more adult, and a little more provocative and interesting. So we'll see that. But it'll be interesting. But I don't know. I don't feel compelled. But moving on to something else. We have dates and info for KCON 2014. Are you familiar with KCON and kind of what's been happening with that? I think they only had it. This is maybe the second year for it. Yeah, last year they had KCON in LA. It's either the second or third year at this point. And last year they had a big event in LA. It was attended well. It had artists like G-Dragon, FX, EXO, 2AM, Teen Top, Henry, a bunch of others. It's also where we saw the performance of G-Dragon with Missy Elliott and things like that. You know, big moments like that. There's also, you know, panels, like, you know, a proper convention would have panels, you know, meet and greets and things like that. So it seems very interesting. And as is the case when a con is successful, there's always going to be a growth. So chances are there's going to be more, better, you know, newer acts that'll take the plunge to go out there. So the information now we know it's going to be August 9th and 10th in LA, of course, downtown LA. We don't know acts yet, but that's going to, you know, obviously it's still early. It's still several months away. I don't know. Are you anticipating? Are you please anticipating?
I mean, like I said, we got some good stuff out of it last year. Like the G-Dragon Missy Elliott thing was pretty fun. Which I'm kind of scared with all the kind of pretty girl groups with rappers that has been going on. That we're gonna see some of that.
Chris Brown
no. I will fight you.
No.
But in hopes that and this is dumb and this is definitely not going to happen, but in hopes that maybe we'll get to see some smaller acts, maybe some up and coming acts, and I know it'll be more from the pop than anything else. But it'll still always be interesting to kind of see new blood do these kind of things, and it just then be kind of a showcase for new people to kind of show. Because like if you're going to KCON, right, you're already pretty integrated into Korean music culture and Korean culture in general, right? So I always say like things like this, like why not give newer acts a chance to shine at things like this, right? Like why not give your you know, I can't think of like a new act off the top of my head. Like,
you know, your ladies' codes, your some of those the acts that are kind of on the cusp. Spica, you know, groups like Spica. You know, some of those groups that are on the cusp and could, you know, maybe use that little bit of push to really get them going. And that little bit of exposure amongst like the K-pop fandom, maybe a little bit of cross-pollination. I think one of I have a confidence that chances are we're probably going to have Crayon Pop there. I'm going to assume because it's such the event. If they were able to get G-Dragon and FX, I'm sure they could get Crayon Pop, and the Chrome Entertainment will send them everywhere and anywhere. They can send them. So, we're probably going to get Crayon Pop, or probably, maybe, I'm crossing my fingers, a little SNSD, a little Sunishide. They're going to be promoting around that time. They're going to have a full album to promote around that time, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Probably EXO. Probably EXO and things like that. I don't know about FX, because, God knows that the SM has forgotten that FX exists at this point. So who knows if they will know to buy them plane tickets. They might have booked them, but they might forget them to buy them plane tickets or you know, a hotel room.
Like, do we need to book them ourselves? Like we'll do it. Like just let us know what needs to be done, and we'll do it. Like, we may also book flights for ourselves on your dime, but hey, SM, your money is mysteriously disappearing anyway, so you won't even notice.
Okay, yeah, check Shindon's pockets. They're in there somewhere. But yeah,
maybe a hot dog in there, but your money's in there too.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping for some cool things. I might consider making the trip.
Don't say it. No.
I might consider making the trip.
Don't say that.
If I can find a couch to crash, but I don't know. It's tough because it looks interesting, but at the same time, it seems I don't know if I want to fly all the way to LA for a K-pop concert, but if it's an interesting enough event around the concert and that there's enough, acts to see there, maybe. But I don't know. It looks interesting. Hashtag interesting. But moving on. More in hashtag Year of the Rapper news. Mad Clown made his official debut with his video for Without You, featuring Sistars Hyoyeon. He's kind of been making music here and there, making some collabs here and there, but this is his official a debut release. They came out with a music video, interesting music video. He plays with a porcupine at some point. And then he throws things around a room. And
who doesn't throw things around a room? I throw things around a room all the time.
Yeah, and oddly enough, is about relationships, because that's all Korean pop music can write about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't write about drug use because there are no drugs in Korea.
Yeah. Somebody check that cigarette. Somebody check that cigarette G-Dragon's smoking. Double check that cigarette right there. G-Dragon. Nobody believes that you didn't know what kind of cigarette that was. Come on, G-Dragon. Anyways, that aside, what did you get to check out the music video?
No, I didn't check it out. But I will definitely check it out. But I haven't been the person preaching from the mountaintops about the year of the rapper. I went up to the mountains and I sat there for 30 days and a fortnight, and I saw things that no one else had seen or known or discussed.
Hashtag Year of the Rapper.
Hashtag Year of the Rapper.
Exactly. So it's an interesting song. And we'll have to see what how it works out for Mad Clown and his skills. But speaking of that hip hop, that hard, that thug life, Sonyoshide's Hyo-yeon apparently she's about that life. Apparently she's all about that life. And when somebody crosses her, she'll smack somebody. She'll smack a motherfucker. She will use her pimp hand as she sees fit. Because apparently, alright, so what was crazy earlier this week on April 1st, which everybody assumed was an April Fool's joke, apparently, there were reports that Hyoyeon and a male friend were, quote unquote, joking around when she accidentally hit him in the face. And that friend reported it to the police.
Well, hold on. You're that much of a bitch. You get hit by a girl. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm not gonna. Hold on. All right. Hold on.
That's very gender negative.
That was. And we're in a new gender positive world.
And I find it so interesting because it was like they reported to the police, and then at some point I think I saw a report where they said the male friend said that no on second thought it was a joke. It was like he changed his mind. His story changed magically. It's like it was like somebody had a conversation.
She can't hurt you anymore. She can no longer hurt. We got her in handcuffs over there, and she's looking at him like, I got you, bitch. I got you. Don't even worry about it. Because I'm going to get your ass. You think they going to keep me in here? You think they really going to keep me in here? I'm going to get that ass. I know where you live at. It's on. Because you know how they always are. You know how they always are in Korea. Like, what neighborhood you live in? Don't come by my neighborhood. Don't let me see you driving through there.
Yeah, and it's like, and on top of that, of course, she knows where he lives because what was revealed is that male friend was her boyfriend of 2 years that she had been dating, and has since broke up with. And apparently she needed to backhand to teach a lesson. It's like
you got to keep motherfuckers in line, and sometimes every once in a while you got to slap a bitch. I'm just saying.
It's like
it ain't something you want to have to do, but it's something that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Your girl's generation, that comes with a certain gravitas that needs to be maintained. You're the top dog. You got to keep that pin pan strong.
Let any old motherfucker just come out in the streets and just say whatever about you. And especially if that was her man, she was like, "Is you looking at that girl?" He's like, "No, what are you talking about?" And she was like, "Pow!" She was like, "Don't let me catch you." He's like, "Oh, you just hit me." And she was like, "I'd like to hit your ass again."
Exactly. And of course, SM as they are wont to do, always in crisis control mode. Was like, it's like their reaction was, all right, this is kind of okay. What do we do? Which one of y'all riding? Which one of y'all dating right now? Which one of y'all could we pop out and get a reveal on? Tiffany, you dating that Taiwanese kid from the other group from JYP? Oh, okay, cool. We'll reveal that because that's a feel good story. Let's reveal that. Get a little cover up action going. Because they revealed that Tiffany's dating Nickun. We haven't been covering the whole girls' generation dating thing because I figured they're all getting D on the regular and they're all dating, so it doesn't matter. I mean, a couple of them are probably getting P on the regular for all I know.
D on the daily.
On the daily. And for all I care, that's cool, and I'm happy for them. Like I'm especially at Tiffany now, because Nickun is a really cool kid. He seems nice, and apparently has that for a penis. So you know what? And all I'd say
I just need to see that, and I didn't need to be reminded that I saw that in that GIF.
Yeah.
Like I said, hey, we are in a gender positive world.
And you know what? All I'd say is, girl, go get your swerve on. Go get you some.
That's all well and fine, but Nickun is not my type of boy. Like I don't care about his penis. No. Yes. Why? Why did you show me that? Who's the one who sat through like a half an hour of videos looking and happened to see that and was just like, I gotta make a GIF? No, you didn't have to make a GIF.
No. But of course, I went ahead and provided the perfect image to personify her reaction when she first saw the Nickun, which is, of course, making that face y'all can see and saying exquisite. And it was a simple reaction. And I'd like to thank Asian Junkie for knighting me featured comment on this article. So in conclusion, Hyo-yeon is about that thug life. Apparently 2 p.m. is packing heat. And girls' generation keep on dating. Good for y'all. But moving on to another girl group, in our list, back to, we mentioned 21 earlier. 21 and, Babymetal were included in a listicle, by official Buzzfeed staff, for 11 girl groups you need to hear. They include a bunch of different girl groups that I've never heard of nor I care about. But they include 21 and Babymetal, which is cool. I mean, they did it so that K-pop fans will link it to everybody else so that, they'll get K-pop fans to go to their website. I
told you! I fucking told you K-pop was ruling the world. Who are these young ladies, though? Sorry, I had a moment. I had a moment of weakness.
Yeah, it's understandable. And it looks like they have some really cool groups, and I'm definitely interested in checking out. It's cool to see 21 included in something like this, and it's always cool to see Babymetal, continue to make a name. Though I did have an uncomfortable moment in reading this article because I love Babymetal, and I appreciate them like putting the spotlight in any way whatsoever, but I didn't appreciate that in their description, they decided to say, good if you like Kesha and Slipknot together in one adorable package. I'm like, no, I don't want them associated with either one of those things. I like them. I don't really like Kesha, and I've kind of gotten over my nostalgic fascination with Slipknot from the time I was a high school kid in the late 90s, early 2000s.
It's okay to like Slipknot.
Yeah, it's like, please don't sully the name of Babymetal by throwing those names in there. Babymetal is just Babymetal.
Yeah.
Leave it be. But did you have any thoughts on this list?
I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at this list and like, I'm sorry, I clicked on one of the videos and okay. What the fuck did I just click on? I am surprisingly not surprised at how high on this list. If by ranking you go, I guess that 281 was. You know me, I'm fucking 281 all day, every day, even on Tuesdays. And like the other groups on this list, like I've heard of some of them, I have not heard of a lot of them, which goes to show just the bubble that I live in. And there's a lot of UK groups on here.
Yeah. There's a lot of UK groups. Apparently,
but let me some 281. Damn, Mimsy is hot. That's all there is.
Damn. And of course, more love for Babymetal, and of course, 21. And you know, speaking of 21, they had an interesting moment recently in an interview. They said that you know, they were asked, it's like, all right, is 21 Yan Hyun Suk YG's a favorite group? And they answered no. He seems to care a lot about Winter these days, and he also cares a lot about Big Bang too. It's like they like us, they like them better than us, and everybody reading that is thinking, yeah, we all pretty much know that. 21 are the least favorite. They're the unfavorite,
which is so dumb. Like I could understand like having a lot of love for the Big Bang, you know, because Big Bang was kind of that first group really, really, really put together by YG, you know? And if anybody who should have the most love, it should be fucking Seven, you know? But I don't know, like, how can you not love 2NE1? Like, how can you, like, which goes to show, like, why shit is always fucked up for 2NE1.
Yeah.
But just like, yo, come on, really?
Whether their album gets delayed for 3 years, you know? Like, it's kind of annoying to see that such a really great group gets kind of thought, you know, it's scary if you're a fan of the group, and it's unfun. And I think YG needs to wake up and realize this group actually is popular and people like them. And if you actually promoted them like fully and didn't screw up, you know, things would be very fruitful for you. If you didn't let freaking Teddy Park include random excerpts from the Quran just because it sounds like cool background noise and maybe we're thoughtful when releasing music from 21, you wouldn't have to deal with issues. Please don't put 21
It did
on
sound
the back
cool,
burner.
though. It did sound pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I always got Teddy Park back.
Yeah. But either way, please don't put Baby in the corner anymore. Please don't put 21 in the corner anymore. Why?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. Like, the money-making possibility that 2NE1 is, to sit here and just kind of openly be like, no, they're not my favorite, is retarded. Yeah. You know? Like the power that fucking CL demands when she's on stage and the shit that she could really do, like when let loose, you know what I'm saying? Like holy fuck. Like she's a good rapper, man, and like she could really stand on her own and she can do a lot of shit. Like and Mimsy is a good rapper too. Like she's always been a good rapper and a good dancer and stuff like that. And and Dara and Boom have both shown that they have like
the skills as entertainers. Bomb when she's on and when she's going well, she's doesn't suffer from mush mouth or anything like that. When she's on, she's a fantastic singer, and Dara has shown a lot of growth. Especially, we joked when our first episode. No, I think our second episode where we called her the old dirty bastard. We called her old dirty bastard because she kind of wasn't the one that didn't necessarily have the talent, but she was always crazy and fun and adorable, and everybody loved her. But I think she's grown a lot and she's gotten a lot better. She has her own stage presence, even when she's not being weird and crazy. Like she can have that strong stage presence, and she can act well in music videos, and she can sing well nowadays, and she can contribute. And the fact that when she kind of was dismayed when somebody said her voice fits more into rock music, well, why not explore that? Put her maybe give her some rock tinged stuff to work on her own. Put out some more of those projects out there, and that would be cool. Like they have things to offer you. You don't have to delay anything from them for 3 years, Right.
And I think 2NE1 just needs to have a bigger push. Like they need to be allowed to do the variety circuit a bit more. They need to be allowed to just, I don't know, do shit, because I think they saw 2NE1 as like, take over the world. Oh, you didn't take over the world. You kind of got half the world to look at you. Failure. And it's like, no, like half of the world is better than what most people do. Yeah. Like, come on, dude. Yeah. Like, don't be that guy.
Yeah. But yeah, more love for 2NE1. I think we are both humongous fans, and we want to see more growth and more opportunities for them. So YG, get on that, or we're gonna start breaking windows. We've said it before. And we'll say it again. We start breaking windows. Somehow we're going to get ourselves over to Seoul. No, you know what? That YG land that y'all building in LA. We can make it to LA. That YG land that y'all building, hope you don't get too attached to those windows.
Right.
Yeah.
Where's YG's office going to be?
Yeah, exactly.
Freaking all that shit.
Yeah. But that's all for our discussions and headlines. We're going to talk about a little something interesting now. We're going to transition to our usual Hallyujuku talk segment. We're talking a little bit of nomming, a little bit of food, some edible stuff. So join us, won't you?
Welcome back. And this week is going to be a little bit different because we're not talking about a movie. We're not talking about a TV show. We're talking about food. Yes, the noms, ladies and gentlemen, the food, the lifeblood.
Yes.
This intro is going on way too long. Yeah, so this week we're talking about food and kind of the different kinds of food.
Yeah, kind of our adventures and kind of like some of our. I'm going to share an adventure. Kaz is going to share you some tips and tricks. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I'll start us off. So I had an interesting adventure that I teased about last week. I had kind of gotten a bug up my butt and decided, you know what, I'm going to make kimbap. I just decided I was going to do that. And I downloaded a recipe, which caused me to, I printed a recipe, which caused me to print another recipe, which caused me to print another recipe. So I was 3 recipes deep on this. So that was an interesting one. Okay, so the first step was, all right, how do I make kimbap? I looked up the article. I searched for it and I found a good kimbap recipe. This seems like it works. Saw a little video of the person making it. All right, this looks like it's gonna work. All right. Oh wait, I'm probably gonna need sushi rice, and that's not going to be the same as the rice I normally make in my rice cooker, which is Cuban rice. No. So I looked up how to make sushi rice. I got that. I found one that was an Alton Brown recipe, but that didn't use the rice cooker. So I tried to make sure I found one that was a rice cooker recipe. I found one, got that. I also realized that the recipe called for bulgogi, or Korean style barbecue beef. So I had to get that recipe. And I did that. I found the recipe for that. Okay, found all the ingredients. And then I set off on my adventure, and I went to my local Publix. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to see if I can find everything there. And lo and behold, I started being able to find everything. So the beef is easy. It's that was easy to find. I think I couldn't find the skirt steak that the recipe called for. I found top around. I found skirt steak, but not thinly sliced. And I'm sure I could have gotten skirt steak thinly sliced if I asked for it, but that would involve interacting with human beings, and I didn't want to do that. So I just got top round thinly sliced, which is I tried that. I got all the different aspects. It was an adventure kind of going around because I had to ask, all right, so where's the sesame oil? I was kind of wandering around getting vegetables here and there, like green beans and things like that. Where's the sesame oil? Where's that? Where's the sesame seeds? And then I asked an employee, and they pointed to this area right next to the seafood, and lo and behold, all the sushi stuff is there. And I was, all right, sesame seeds, sesame oil, baboon maps, I got the sesame oil, the sesame seeds, and the bamboo mats, and I was set. I think I found the sesame oil there as well. And no, not the sesame oil. Then it was finding the sesame oil and the rice vinegar. I found the international seasoning section, right next to the matzo balls and the lox and all the Jewish foods. There was a section for all the Asian foods. So I found all those seasonings, all those tidbits, and I kind of gathered everything. I was surprised I was able to find everything. And you know what? It probably shouldn't be surprising, since with the kimbap, luckily I think everything was basically sushi, just different. It's like making a sushi roll. Mm-hmm. So most of it was easy to find. I think I picked the right recipe to not have to pick a specialty Asian food market for, because of so much being, sushi adjacent or sushi related. So I think I was able to find all the ingredients. The only thing I skipped out on was the radish, because the recipe called for pickled daikon radish. I found the daikon radish. It was there, but it wasn't pickled. It was just the daikon radish. And at this point, I was already 3 recipes deep. I didn't want to go around Googling how to pickle daikon radish. So it's like, you know what? That's fine. I'll do without. And it was interesting. Once I got all the ingredients, I purchased everything. I got it home, and I actually spent the afternoon and early evening preparing food. I have to start the meat process. I have to cook the meat. This takes a certain time to marinate. While that's marinating, I have to do this other. I have to blanch spinach. I have to prepare the eggs. I have to cook the eggs, slice them up, prepare the carrots, prepare the spinach, and it was an interesting experience just going through the process of actually cooking and assembling a meal, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm 30 years old and I don't have that much experience with that. I'm sorry. I know I probably should just as a grown-ass human being, but I don't. So this was definitely a learning experience, and
right.
So I went through that. I went through the process, and I got all the pieces. What was definitely interesting was making the sushi rice, because for those familiar, sushi rice is vinegared rice. So I got the rice vinegar, got it with sugar and salt, as one does. I got the right kind of ratio according to the recipe. Mixed it up. I cooked it. I throughout all this, I had absolutely no idea if it was doing anything good. Like, it's like, this is all going to taste terrible. This is all be horrible. And I had my aunt and my grandma just kind of wandering in and out, like, oh, that's interesting. You're doing that? Okay. No, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Like, my grandma boycotting the entire kitchen because I'd taken over the kitchen. So it was like, I guess you're cooking. All right, that's fine. Okay, sure. You're cooking. That's okay. The kitchen is yours. So that was an interesting part of the process. But I assembled everything. I got the meat marinated with soy sauce and onions and sugar and salt. Like, the fact that I was using so much sugar in savory foods was also interesting. Like, I feel like I'm rambling. So I was able to cook all the different pieces. I was able to make all the different ingredients, all the little different slits. I probably didn't. I want to revisit how I made the carrots and cut it, but that's fine. And the next interesting part was actually making the kimbap. So we had everything cooked, and we had the bamboo rolls, and I've never actually rolled a sushi rolls. So I'll describe what I did, because I think I'm supposed to put some sesame oil onto the nori, aren't I?
I don't remember. I think so.
Yeah, because I did. I put the rice over half of the nori sheet, leaving some room on the edges, and I put the ingredients on top, and I rolled it, and it seemed fine. I think the only thing that I was worried about is the fact that I couldn't quite cut it, but it might have been just the wrong knife that I had, whatever. First, and then, like I said, the entire process, I was like, oh, this must be terrible. And then I tried it, but and the entire time second guessing myself and not sure about anything. I was like, it seemed like it was going fine, but I was just convinced it was going to be terrible. Then I started like in a few steps of the process, actually tasting the meat. The meat actually tasted really good once I actually once was done marinating and had cooked it. The meat tasted really good. And then once I actually ate the rolls, they turned out to be good. And once I actually had, I fed it to my aunt, tried it, my mom tried it, other people tried it, and they thought it was good. So I think it seemed like it was a mission success.
Good. That's good.
So I think I definitely learned a lot about the steps of the process. Definitely am going to approach it in a couple of different ways. Maybe make sure I have the right meat. I think I didn't pick the thinly sliced enough meat. It was very, very thick. So I don't know. I'm going to try to make sure I get the skirt steak thinly sliced, like that, the recipe calls for. I might try to look for the pickled radish. Maybe try some other ingredients to add, and maybe substitute some of the other ingredients that I like better. Maybe I didn't like the carrots that much, so I might take those out and substitute with something else that I like the flavor of better. But I'm starting from a place of, okay, I did it. So that's good. Before I come into the tips and tricks of what you're going to talk about, I wanted to ask you, do you have any, just listening to my incoherent rambling, do you have any tips and tricks on making kimbap? Have you had any experience making kimbap or any?
I haven't done kimbap yet, and I've tried sushi rolls before, and kind of thing you want to remember is you want your rice when you're putting it on there as warm as possible. Okay. And I know that sounds weird, but you don't want it hot and you don't want it cold, because you want it to stick to the nori, because a lot of recipes are going to say lightly wet the nori, blah, 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 right? But if your rice is kind of warm, it's still going to have a little bit of moisture in it. So it's going to stick really nice. So when you go to roll it, in your bamboo roller, it makes that nice tight roll where you don't get that awkward, oh, my nori is breaking, I guess I'm going to keep rolling thing that happens, which is always going to happen the first time, because you're never going to wet the nori enough, because you're going to be scared to wet it too much. So I always take the process of the amateur process of wet a paper towel, kind of dab it on both sides, where it's still where you can play with it. Because once it gets wet and starts to dry, that's where it cracks. So, you just kind of have to do those things. Make sure everything is kind of sliced so that it will roll. And that's another thing that's going to sound odd, but like, you got to make sure that things are going to, because you're going to kind of have this weird rolling moisture, like, with the thing that you have or whatever. And you just kind of want to make sure things are going to roll properly is really all it boils down to.
Even thin slices that don't obstruct. Yeah.
If you've ever seen like anybody at a sushi restaurant roll, it's kind of roll, press, because you want it to get nice and tight. You want it to kind of push each thing back,
Yeah.
So that like you roll, you push, roll, you push, roll, you push, so that you have that kind of nice, tight, coherent little thing that you're going to put in your mouth. And yeah, like that's really the only thing I can really think of, because I haven't done kimbap yet. So,
it's going to be, hopefully, I'm looking forward to the next thing I try. I'm going to definitely try kimbap again. I'm looking forward to the next experiment. I'll have a couple of supplies that I'll be able to try, and other things, including I'm probably going to try some ramen with some of the things I purchased, including in all this. So I would love to hear your aspects. So you've had some experience cooking ramen. We talked about a few of the tips before on the show. You wanted to share a few more.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this will go through a little extra kind of for like the video viewers, but I'll make sure everything is described really well for our consummate audio listeners. So this is kind of the ramen you're used to seeing in your stores every day. The kind of packaged top ramen or maruchan, with kind of the super salty pack in there. The little thing of ramen that, people kind of go about eating in different ways. You put water in pot, you put ramen in, then depending on how you like to do it, you add sauce pack, and that's it, and there are always a lot more things you can do with this. Say you got some meat laying around, some chicken, some whatever, some pork. Cut that up, thin slices, throw that in the pot with your ramen. You kind of got a party going on. And it's just kind of just all in the way that you do it. I always like to add vegetables to my stuff too, which is always just really good and fun. The other thing is different types of ramen, and there's just an amalgamation in the world of different types of ramen that you can go through. You can go through the bowls, you can go through the packages, you can go through just the plain ramen. You can just like go to your supermarket, go to an Asian market if you have one in your town, and you can just buy just straight up plain just ramen. Like it'll come in a clear plastic thing, usually like pattied out, and sometimes it'll come like 5 or 6 in a bag. And you can buy those, and you can really experiment with making your own broth or doing those other kind of things. But when it comes down to the instant ramen, which everybody kind of seems to love and always goes back to, you also have different kinds. So this is this is one I purchased at the Asian market by I think it's Yum Yum. Yum Yum's packaged by Winter Foods. And this is another kind of packaged ramen. What you'll notice is there's a very extreme size difference in these two. And the other difference is this comes really differently, right? These come really, really different than your top ramen or your Maruchan does. So this one is, what is this one? This is spicy beef, right? So in this one, there is the powdered sauce, the powdered flavor packet, as always. But there's also a powdered paste. I mean, not a powdered paste. You can't have powder and paste at the same time. There's a paste in here, which is where all of your flavor is really going to come from. And that's to be added after you take it out of the water, after you've, put the powder in the water with it and use that to make the broth. You add in the paste and mix it in, and you get the dark reddish kind of noodles that you get. They also make a chicken one. The chicken one comes with an oil. There's just all different kinds, and they all kind of come differently depending on what the flavor is supposed to be. So that's always really cool. You'll also notice a lot of these will come in that, come with this with like kind of the 2 sauce packs in the bowls. The bowls are also really cool in case you don't have a stove for some reason. Maybe you're a college kid or something like that. So you just kind of pour it in a bowl, and the bowl is usually a bigger size than your normal Maruchan or top ramen cups that you get, but usually sometimes around the same price for the cups. So it's all about being smart in how you select your ramen, because I got like a package of like 5 of these for like $3. And yeah, the top ramen and the Maruchan you can get more bang for your buck, but this is like really good. Like, I know some people most of the time eat 2 of these to feel full. Like, you kind of only need 2 of these is equal to like 1 of these in like ramen size. As I knock down everything on my desk. And like I said, and then it just goes into the things that you want to add into your ramen. Like we always, for some reason in my house, have a lot of boiled eggs around, have a lot of meat that we've cooked throughout the week. And, you could just take that stuff, slice it up, add it into your ramen, and you kind of sometimes end up with the things like that are on the package. Like, that's what ramen is meant for. Ramen is meant to be this thing that you can just add to and have a meal. And you got to kind of keep that mindset. Get adventurous. Add peanut butter if you want. That sounds disgusting and gross, and I would hate you for it, but, it's your ramen. Do what you want. Yeah. And vegetables are always so good in ramen, because they will pick up that flavor. If you just decide to do the sauce pack or, kind of whatever, like the vegetables will instantly kind of pick up that flavor. So they're always good for that. So like, always keep vegetables around. I always like to have like, what the fuck are they called? Fucking stem things and not green onions. What the fuck are they?
Celery?
Bean sprouts. Bean sprouts are always good. Sugar snap peas are always good. Spinach from here and there, and just kind of other vegetables that won't get soggy, really. Which I know most people are going to look at me and be like, bean sprouts won't get soggy. Like, if you eat your fucking ramen when you're supposed to, when it's warm, they don't get soggy instantly. And like I said, it's just really good.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to trying some stuff. I definitely am going to try to do the eggs. I've always been interested in getting the egg on the top of the ramen and whatnot, and that's always interesting. I've got green onions, and I've got baby spinach there in the fridge I can throw in there. I'd love to redo the meat how I did it for the kimbap, and that was really delicious, and I want to throw that into the ramen. And of course, I've got things like sesame seeds here and sesame oil that are always good. I can always go back to the Asian market now, because I know they generally do have the at least the time that I was there, they had the big tub of red pepper paste, like that big tub of red peppers, and it was a huge tub of red pepper paste. That I'm thinking, I could maybe do some things with that, and make some things spicy every once in a while, throw a little kick in there, and if I look out, maybe they'll have the jajang, the black bean paste. They didn't have it last time, but if they do, then I can maybe throw together some jajangmyeon, some black bean noodles. So I'm looking forward to trying some new things, and I'm definitely going to use your tips. People out there, go out there, adventure, try your actual market, and maybe you can even find everything through there. Or go out there and see if you can find an Asian market. Depending on, well, you'll probably find a lot of things depending on what communities you have around you. You'll probably find.
As soon as you start to think, I know there isn't an Asian market near me, I'm gonna probably assume you haven't Googled a fucking thing, you dickbag, and fucking use Google and see what's near you. Like, it may not be called Asian market, you fuckface. So don't go Asian market near me. Look for international markets when you search Google, and you'll be surprised what comes up.
Mm-hmm. So everyone, go do those things. Try some foods. Let us know if things work out. Let us know what you try, and give us some ideas. Let us know what I should experiment. What should I try? And that's it. Yeah, go eat some foods. I think that's it for Hallyujuku. That's all for this fine episode of Hallyujuku. Kaz, what is going on in your world, in your universe?
A lot of procrastination because I spend more time talking to people than I actually do doing things.
Yeah. A lot of, yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah. Y'all haven't seen that you came from the stars review because we just kind of keep putting it off.
Other than that, like I said, nothing. Gonna wait for that new Running Man episode to pop while I'm waiting to go to fucking work in a couple of hours, and
work.
Pretty much that's it. Like, and trying to psych myself up to get things finished or whatever, and not get so distracted so that I can have actual stuff to talk about when you ask me.
Yes.
What shit I have going on.
Of course, he's at King Kaz. needsmydesk.com. I'm Petey Rave everywhere on the internet. The show is Hallyujuku. As you can see it for the video watchers, it's right up there. It's Hallyujuku.com or kpoppodcast.com if you want something easy to share. We're not on YouTube. Share our videos on YouTube. Like them. Distribute them accordingly. But iTunes, Stitcher, everywhere. Just look us up. Until next time, hasta los huevos. Annyeong.
Fighting. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab props.
All right. Yes, I picked my nose. You got a problem with that? A problem with that? Pick my nose. I'll keep picking my nose.
Okay. All right.
I still have the Sunny pinching Jessica's ass gif as the source here, ready to be used at any given notice. Ready to be placed in between us. Is Sunny
ready to be deployed at any time and anywhere.
Sunny pinching Jessica's ass. You so naughty, Sunny. You so. I probably should, I shouldn't be as enamored with the various gifs that people have posted on the Sunny Yesterday Reddit of basically Sunny groping the other girls. But I am. Every time. It's like, yep, I'm going to gladly accept that into my life and devote a few seconds to that. To appreciate it.